Okay, I think we're live. Sweet. Let's check the hue. Looks pretty bad. Maybe I can make this better. Oh, I'm quiet. How is this? Much better? Not too loud though, yeah? Okay. Trying to see if I could fix the whole saturation problem. See if this helps. Gotta wait for the stream to actually catch up so I could look at it. Um, doesn't seem to have done anything. Oh, a little louder still. Okay, this seems like an amount. Still looks really terrible. It's like so dark. When I was on, ooh, maybe this, let's try this. That didn't seem to have helped. For some reason, that only seems to be an option. I'm trying to get it to force SDR, and that only seems to be an option on Windows. Like, so weird. Yeah. Well, I still think it was slightly better like this. So, Though honestly, it never even looks like it really changes this on stream. Give it another minute. If I can't get started, then I just gotta get started. If I can't get this fixed, then we gotta get started. That's what I'm trying to say. Man, this is annoying. Yeah, it kind of seems like I'm gonna have to just give up on trying to make this work on Linux. There's too many problems. Which is really disappointing. I don't know how everyone else manages to do it. All right, let's move on. It doesn't look like I'm going to be able to fix it. Am I still too quiet? I was kind of talking past my microphone, so. Okay, cool. How is the music now? A little quiet? Where I have it right now, is that all right? Okay. Just flag me down if, you know. All right. Getting back to our health app here. Let's wait for this to build. All right, so last time we created all of these like actual nutrition stuff that all adds up together and displays nicely, where we count up the calories, the carbs, the protein, and the fat. But it's too wordy, and so we were gonna kind of sub them out with icons, keep things a little bit neater. Now, we last time had ChatGPT generate this like fat icon, which we're gonna try and render now here, in place of the word fat. Now, before we can actually do that, we have to go and fix up our SVG rendering code, because that was not going to work. Because previously I have this SVG enum in an external package, which you cannot add to enums that you did not define yourself. So I figure how we'll do this is we'll make a second class, which we'll call SVG asset, which will get a path and a name. And we're also going to add some static stuff to it too. So that being a way to actually retrieve these. A way to get it, and a way to register it, which will actually pass in an SVG asset itself. Asset, asset, and asset.name. And from here, we should just be able to pass in the SVG asset. And just grab the path. And I think that gets us out of that bind. But we still gotta test it. So this is actually supposed to be SVG asset, SVG asset, SVG asset. Perfect. So now we gotta actually create our assets folder. Which we'll drag out because that has to be at the root of our project. And there's always problems dragging things around in VS Code. And now we need to actually do the all-important part of generating the svg.vec files. But first, we're gonna need the Flutter SVG library. Flutter SVG. So we'll do Flutter pub add Flutter SVG. Okay. And we're gonna wanna grab the right here, the asset compiler, or the vector graphics compiler. We'll work with that over here. And we'll even put in a subfolder. Icons, and I think we can just do this and it should work. Let me check. Should, but just looking at another project where I've done this already, and yeah, it looks like it's fine. Although it's actually supposed to look more like this. Assets, icons, and then forward. Yeah, okay. Alrighty. So I like to automate all of these generations when you have a giant icon folder and eventually it gets a bit populated. It's a lot nicer to not have to run this command for every single file. So I suppose let's actually get ChatGPT to make a nice bash script for us that we can just kind of nicely hold on to. So it would be in icons, and we want it to go to icon assets icons. Can you make a bash script that looks at every SVG in the icons folder, runs the command, and outputs it to assets icons? Yeah, it should be able to figure that out. That looks about right to me. Yeah, okay. So then we could just make this compile svgs.bash, .shell rather. And theoretically, if we run this, they're making it executable, which it might already just be. The Flutter SDK is not available. Depends on Flutter test from SDK, which does not exist. The Flutter SDK is not available. Why do you say this? Little help, ChatGPT? I don't think that's the problem, but it is correct that it should not be that. Yeah, that's not the problem. Oh, I never actually pasted in the problem. Here we go. I've been able to just run it actually as the Dart thing in the past and not had an issue. So that's a bit odd. Does it matter? Failed to update package. Package was not an immediate dependency. Okay. Now it is. And it still hates that, huh? Cannot find libpath ops binary? Flutter pre-cache? I have never had to run this stuff before. This usually just works. I've run this like every other day. On Windows. Failed to update packages. Yeah, it still didn't do that. If I reopen the shell? Oh. This sucks. Is this really gonna be like a huge problem? Because I have to install this with power. Is that what this is? Why do... I'm not sure why I'm always having Linux struggles. Can I download this from like Pac-Man? Like, what is this? Yeah, really. I really want to continue to use Arch, but every time I try, I run into a problem. Whether it's graphics drivers with my NVIDIA card, Hyperlin just changing the config and then bricking my whole desktop, Waybar not doing what I want, the list goes on, dedicating way too much of my time to NeoVim configs and then realizing that I'm spending more time actually just playing with NeoVim configs than actually coding. So it says that this is only a problem on ARM, at least in this post. And we are not on ARM. This is an x86-64 Ryzen 9. What the hell? Enable the same tests? Nope. What the fuck is this? Where am I? This is not GitHub. Okay. Anyway. I don't know what that is. Oh, well, it did give me options to manually link it. Is this even like remotely true? I don't know if I should just start running these commands. Why not, right? If we're about to ditch Linux anyway, what's the hell in just bricking it, right? No such. No such. No such file. And just to double check that this isn't a write operation. Yep, doesn't exist. Okay, try that. Failed to delete some stamp files. Path not found exception. Why does ChatGPT talk to me like this? Path of righteousness. I did not ask him to be silly. In fact, I actually deleted all of my previous chats and memories just to get him to calm the hell down. I guess we could build it from source. Oh, that feels so stupid though. Well, why not? Yeah, just remove everything. Go for it. This just clones it. It doesn't actually... Don't we have to build something? And this is like the master, isn't it? Isn't this master branch? Don't we want stable? I don't even know what to fucking ask it, because like this doesn't make any sense to me. Oh. Well, at least thank you for making it a stable branch. Just works. Trademark. Okay. Should probably have done a depth of 1 here. How's that? Yeah, that went way faster. Okay. Now we wait. I think. It's taking a while. Let's check BTOT. Are we actually doing anything? Kind of. There we go. It's not patient enough. CMake is required. Sure is. Sudo pacman s CMake. Yep. Okay. Now let's give this a shot by reloading the window. Cannot find a Flutter SDK. Locate SDK. Flutter. If I just tell it like this is the Flutter folder, does that work? Hey! Now we gotta do the same over here. Flutter pub get. Whoa. No. Flutter pub get. There we go. Needed the terminal to reset. Same thing. Okay, now can we compile the SVGs? Yes! Wow. Success. Incredible. It's only extremely painful. No problems. All right, let's see if we can actually get these into our app. So SVG asset register. And we should actually be able to register. Let's do a register all as well. Which will take in a list of these assets. And we'll register the asset. Ooh, all right. Well, that's fine, I guess. Register all. It's called fat, and it's icons fat.svg.vec. I think that should do it, and then we should be able to just run the app. Music's still a good volume, same with my microphone, whatnot. You can't like hear me breathing too loudly, right? Even when I turn down the music a little bit. There, I turned it down even more. How's that? Okay. Then we'll let it be for now. So let's just try loading in our new icon. .svg asset get fat. And hopefully, no, unable to load asset. The asset does not exist or has empty data. Okay, definitely not empty. So that must mean I put in the asset stuff wrong. Oh, maybe I need to run Flutter pub get again to pull in the assets. Well, I ran it actually to fix the register method. Assets icons. Oh, it's called .svg.svg.vec. Okay, that's great. That'll do it. We'll delete that. Then we'll run our compile thing again. Now it's named properly. Pulled in. Cannot update files on device. Well, because it's not supposed to be there. Still nothing. We're not even getting an error this time. It's just not showing up. Unless I'm missing it, but I don't think I am. It almost looks like there's some space there. I don't know if that was... Yeah, it's trying to render something. Let's give it a color. Amber, because it's fat. Oh, it's really small. Why is it so small? I mean, the icon is small, but it was supposed to be. All right. I guess we gotta re-download it from ChatGPT. Hopefully it kept it. Here we go. Okay, let's hope we don't get the opposite problem. Seems like we did. Oh, there it is. Nice. Whew. Okay, adjusting the music again. Alright, the fat is now rendering. Kind of like a steak. Ha ha ha. Okay. So now we can keep this stuff. Well, lowercase that, then have it automatically grab the correct thing, which there'll be empty ones. Well, there'll be some errors because we should just go ahead and actually make because the color won't be right. So we'll need to make a lookup. I suppose we could put it in here. Do we put it on the food exactly? Maybe we'll just put it as nutrition icons. Nutrition icons. That is because it once again decided to leave my playlist. For whatever reason. Even though there's like hours of stuff in here. But when it shuffles it, I guess if it just happens to pick the last one, it will just leave. Lots of problems today. Sorry, everybody. It's pretty lame. Icon lookup. And we'll make this const, because this will never change. So fat, SVG, nope. Oh no, we can't even do it that way. Well, yes we can. We will do it that way. I changed my mind. And what we'll do is grab these values. Nutrition icons. Get icons and their values. And it doesn't want it to be const, which is fine because technically, you know, it's not, but it should be able to really, well, it's an iterable, so iterables will never be const. But I can try. And then colors. Yeah, and we'll make this that amber. And we'll find where we were. And now we have nutrition icons to play with. Icons. Then we could grab the color. Okay, and now we just need for protein and carbs. Let's see what ChatGPT can do. How about one for protein? Oh my, what? Well, this is pretty ugly. Can you make it more twisty? This it's like a pretty awful. Um, wow, that's worse. Animated? Can you even animate things? Oh, wow. Amazing. Still awful though. I gotta say. There was that one protein icon we saw a bit ago that looked pretty good. Maybe we can get it to kind of take a look at that and generate something better. Well, by better, I just mean original. I seem to have lost the original one. I guess these were... Are these free or do I gotta pay for these? Free with trial. Yeah, I gotta pay for these. But if I just like took it anyway? Use this for inspiration. I'm not sure if I'm infringing at the moment. Arrested? Yeah. An SVG, man, not an image. Spelled image wrong. It's terrible. It's terrible. Come on. We could use the genetics icon, I guess. Kind of messes with this whole SVG thing, though. What about octo-icons? Octicons? Nope. Alright. Flutter. Additional icons. DNA. Okay, so Font Awesome 5 has one. Can I take a look at it before I try and download it? And it comes in a zip for some reason. And I have no way to open this, do I? I just tried to open a terminal here and nothing is appearing. Cool. If I do something like this. Because it's not a tar archive, it's a zip archive. I don't remember the tar commands. Use tar to open a zip. Tar is for tar? Yeah, I know, but... Oh, it's just called unzip. Alright. Got me there. It put it in a text file? Like in a font file? Oh, man. Alright, we're going with the Google. And now we can't use this in the way that we were. Icon. Icon is SVG asset. I think that should take care of it. Oh, there's a where type thing? I've never seen that. That's cool. Maybe they just added that. I don't remember that. It's actually really cool. I like that a lot. Icons genetic. We don't have it. It's not in the Google Icons font included with Flutter. But there's a way around that. We're not doomed. Aha! Protein. .svg. Okay, this is once again just SVG assets, so I guess that was entirely pointless of discovering that cool little trick, but glad it was cool, I guess. Protein. We could honestly just generate these paths probably if we leave it null. Let's do it that way, because it's just going to be the same every time, basically, with just inserting the name right in there. Let's bring this back over. Path equals path dot vec. Really? That's so dumb. I forgot that you couldn't, like, const constructors can't have a body. I guess it won't be const then. Oh, that's so disappointing. Well, I guess it wasn't much use being const anyway, given we couldn't load it into the register from a const perspective. So, what does it matter? All right, let's try that again. Oh, that's the wrong folder. Okay. And we'll also do one for carbs, and it will just be the same as protein. Protein, I'm thinking of purple. Carbs, I'm thinking of green. I can't even read that. Field path has not been initialized. Why not? Oh, my bad. This dot path. I guess we never also recompiled our SVGs. Unable to load assets. SVG? What? Oh. Icons. Problems, problems, problems. All right, there we go. Now we got icons. Still missing one for carbs though, but I'm sure we could find like a plant. Plant. Oh, they even have like a nutrition icon. It's kind of weird looking though. What do you think between psychiatry, the nest eco leaf, or just the eco leaf? Leaning towards psychiatry for carbs. That's the best, yeah, psychiatry. All right, let's grab it. Carbs. Oh, we're gonna need one for calories too. Well, there's the flame icon. That's what we're gonna use, weren't we? We'll just run this as one command. There we go. Perfect. All right, getting somewhere. Finally. Let's do the same for calories now. Hey, Dart is only forgotten when it comes to web development. It's still used in just Flutter, and that's it. But yeah, it was supposed to be a JavaScript replacement, and then it was somehow converted into this. I really like the language, though. It's very nice and easy to work with. But welcome back, Olex. Nice to see you. Alrighty. We still don't have the calories icon quite up. And we'll have to grab one of those. You got like a deep orange. Yeah, that's nice. Do they have calories? Flame? Local fire department. Heat. They're not the worst. Fire, did we look that up already? Fireplace? Mode heat, local fire department. All right, we'll grab local fire department. And you're one to talk. You're coding in an almost dead language. Everyone's getting rid of C++. Kinda. Not really, but it's the best I got as a comeback. At least the government is recommending don't touch C++ anymore. Use Rust. That's true. It'll never go away. Same with C. Forever and ever. Too much stuff is built on it. I wonder when they'll finally, you know, actually release Carbon or whatever C++ thing they were working on at Google replacement. I haven't heard anything about that in a long time. I think they got it like, you know, this Carbon language. They even doing anything with it still? Currently an experimental project. Well, it's because the reason why Google makes a new language and forgets about them is because usually Google doesn't make the language. It's usually a small company. Then they buy that company, absorb that company, and then kind of do the Microsoft thing of just, you know, eradicating it. Same with Dart. It was originally by an outside firm, or whatever you want to call them, and Google bought them, and well, we know what happened to Dart. So, but I still love it. It's still my favorite. I'll always love you, Dart. Okay. All of this is in grams for right now. We will later go through the effort of doing conversions and things like that, and we don't need that many. It's grams. We don't need that many decimals. Same with calories. In fact, I don't even think anyone cares about decimals at all when it comes to calories. Tooling. I actually really like the Flutter ecosystem, but C++, Windows, all of the languages. I've had some experience using Clang for C++ on Linux. That was okay. I will say though that Rust works decently on Linux, but not really for debuggers. I find both C, C++, and Rust to have terrible debuggers outside of Visual Studio Code. Outside of Visual Studio, you're right. I have the code LLDB, which runs the LLVM debugger, but you also have to pay for Visual Studio, I believe, at a certain point. I'm not made of money. Is it? I thought it I know the tooling is like the bundles that you can download, like the Visual Studio what do you call them? Free for individuals, really. Free for students, open source contributors, and individuals. Oh. Do they support Rust? Doesn't look like it. because this would be great if I could debug my Rust code better, because it sucks to debug, especially because I use a lot of macros in my Rust code, so it's just extra awful. Yeah, I get nervous when it's just a plugin. But I suppose everything in VS Code is just a plugin, right? So yeah, I think I might have just been there. Yeah. I'll look into it. Might be fun. Yeah. Well, for right now, we won't be touching Rust for a bit. When we get to the backend server, we'll do Rust and hook that up to a Postgres database. Rust long enough to hate the borrow checker and lifetime. Yeah, lifetimes suck. I'll give you that one. Borrow checker, I haven't had too many problems with. I figured it out pretty okay. It's the lifetimes. They're annoying, especially with async stuff, which is most of what I deal with when it comes to a web server. Because I use Axum for some work projects. Where was I? All right, we gotta get it on the meal thing too. We could probably just, let's actually just rip this out itself. Yeah, we should just rip this out itself. Yeah, we'll do something like that. Oh, not a method. Extract widget. There we go. There we go. And we can now wrap this back up. There we go. And I think that'll just kind of work. Yep, so far so good. There we go. Should we put like units for calories, like kilocal, like KCAL? Or do people just, know, because what the hell else do you measure calories with? Or just cal itself, right? CAL. It is kilocalories, but for some reason we don't acknowledge that. It would also be kind of nice if these were even. So let's expand this out. And then center it all. There we go. That kind of worked. Not really. That didn't work. It's because this could still be whatever it wants to be, which is a problem. And we can remove this spacer and just do space between. I don't know if that's any more efficient, but it's one less widget declaration, so must be. Flexible. If I do it as a flex. Nah. That will definitely do it at least. But doesn't quite have the spacing I'm looking for. You could do everything and then expand it and just make this have a higher flex value. But that's kind of ugly. That looks good enough. Yeah, it still keeps this over here. Let's add some tooltips. No tooltips? Or did I not actually reload? There we go. What is eating up so much of my CPU? Is it just streaming? I feel like it's quite a bit. Yeah, it's mostly just OBS, it looks like. Oh, and yeah, and rendering the desktop for well, the capture for desktop. All right. I suppose we should actually get started on the create food dialog. Oh no, we were gonna make a custom expansion panel. Yeah, let's work on that really quick. We didn't need any of this. Let's just throw that in there. There, looks cleaner to me. Okay, how are we doing this before? For the body, let's wrap all this up. To a container. And I think I put like inset padding somewhere. Where did I put that? Yeah, let's move that out of here and not initialize the padding like 40 times. Okay. And that pulls in our dividers as well, which looks a little bit better to me. It's a little bit more obvious to me that it's nested. Trying to remember the word. So let's try a lighter. Maybe we could try a lighter background. Still like to make that nesting method. I think that'd be kind of cool. is it darker? Interesting. Because it should be 1.1. There we go. I had asked you for your guys' opinion on the coloring, but I don't even know if you guys can really even tell what it looks like, given how poorly OBS is rendering my desktop. As everything looks really faded. So. And then meals will be their own. Oh, don't worry. There will be. It'll be fully customizable. Any diet plan you want. These breakfast, lunch, dinner, snack things, they're all configurable too. Could be whatever you want. None of that's hard-coded. Like, nothing is. It's the whole point. We just have some demo stuff creating, even for the meal slots themselves. The scheduled meal slots. Where do we initialize that into the controller? Yep, this is just the default stuff, but it can be anything. How could you say 0 carbs allowed? Carbs are awesome. I love pasta. I love pasta. Like, I'm just gonna leave it at that. I couldn't go without pasta. You're crazy. And you're wrong. Crazy and you're wrong. So take that or whatever. Well, sometimes you've got to do drugs too. So you do carbs, you do drugs. Sometimes at the same time. It tastes really good. I don't know. This is time and place. Everything in moderation. Yeah. Sometimes you take carbs, sometimes your drug of choice. Hopefully nothing actually dangerous for your health. So I guess these are once again... So this is really just another expansion panel. But this one can be radio because we're starting to get... Oh no, the other one should probably be radio. Or would you want to look at both at once? You'd probably want to look at both at once. We'll leave it as not radio for now. Well, it's actually not an expansion panel list. It's really an expansion panel. Expansion tile? Is that what they call them? That's a good one. Yeah, I should be able to get expansion panels. I guess they're not technically widgets, aren't they? And I guess they don't make them as expansion panel slivers. Sliver expansion? Because if it was a sliver, then we could combine, you know, instead of just a list view separated. Yeah, no problem. Do whatever you gotta do. So if we did we sort this earlier? No, we sorted it. Well, we did, but by date modified. Because I originally had the idea of doing meals on top and then foods, which would have worked really nicely for this scenario of trying to convert the meals back into expansion panels again. But that doesn't work for this because we didn't do that. Simple enough. Well, I guess we'll just have to make our own. So we'll do a meal display, and we'll just take in the meal. Oh. So now it's pausing my music even when I have it full screened. What the hell, man? So why is this mad at me? What'd I do? Oh. Right. We're starting to reuse class names here. So we're gonna call these meal list entries. And rename everything. Meal list entry. Okay, now we can continue using meal display for actual widgets. And I'll add back in the meal since I deleted it. This is redundant. Why don't we just give it the food? Why did I build it this way? Am I crazy? Yeah, I mean, you're supposed to stop me from doing stupid things. Well, that's not true. How dare you say that to me? Okay. Nice. All right, let's build our let's actually drag this in here. All right, now we can build our expansion box. Or just expansion panel? Even though that's already kind of taken. Expansion box. Sure, why not? All right. Expansion box. So we're gonna need a header. We're gonna need a body, but a builder function for it, so it'll have to return a widget, and we'll hand it the build context, and that will tell it that it is time to actually build the child. And we're gonna want a callback for just when we expand it. Not that we're using it for this scenario, but in the future it might be nice. So let's set up like a column. Start simple. Add in our header. And if it's expanded, we will. Let's actually do start expanded. That might be cool. Final bool start expanded. And this will usually be false. And this is not required. There we go. Starting to get hungry. So I'm sort of two minds here. I have one takeout pass, and by that I mean I have to cook every day until Monday, except for one day. I get one day to pick anything I want to eat. It's supposed to be on Friday. It doesn't have to be on Friday. It doesn't have to be on Friday. Makes you think. Does it have to be on Friday? No. And then you get hungry. Do you have any thoughts on my predicament? Widget, meal, name. Did this even have to be stateful? No. Are we stuck in Fontaine again? Oh my god, we are. Why does this keep happening? Stop autoplaying. Man. Nutrition display. Didn't I call it that? Basic nutrition. Meal.nutrition. And then we need our builder, which will be a list view dot separated for the nice fancy dividers. Reorganize all this. And add color scheme. This is actually the tertiary divider. Wow. We're definitely gonna need to start making that nest function when I'm not lazy. Wow, it knows exactly what I want to do. So smart. Love GitHub Copilot. It's the one thing that was positive about this whole crazy AI craze. Text completion. It's fantastic. Okay, back over to here. And why are we still getting the placeholders? They should be gone. Where are the placeholders coming from? I'll be sad on Friday if I order today. Yeah, but I'll also be sad today if I don't order today. You know? And I'm a hungry guy. Maybe the hungriest. I mean, when I'm building a food tracking app, you get hungry. Okay. Now our whoop cannot hit with no size. Why do I have no size? It should have a size. It should also have a color, but why is this not like really big? There we go. Oh, this needs to be shrink wrapped, doesn't it? Yeah, there we go. And it also needs a clamped scroll physics. Yeah, that's nicer. Now there's this gap here. Why is there such a gap? Did I put like padding somewhere? Not realize it? In the meal display? Does this accidentally have, yeah, that was it. These aren't supposed to have height. Is this defined in the themes? Divider theme? Divider theme data. There we go. Maybe this should really be 1. Let's see. How does 0 look again? I assume this is in addition to the thickness, right? Oh, nope. It is definitely not, so this needs to be 1. There we go. Yeah. Okay, now we just gotta fix up the text size, since it's too small compared to the other stuff. Calories might also be a bit big. What size is the calories? Yeah, this could be, if this is .08, this should be .09 probably. Yeah, that gives a little bit more space. And so, food display. Give it a little bit of padding, a little more room. Let's do like 2 pixels. See how that looks. Or we could, yeah, okay. So I'm still thinking there should be like a divider in here, but like smaller than it would have been otherwise. So we'll have to actually grab colors for this. Widget divider color. Widget divider height. Widget divider thickness. Yeah. Okay. All right, that's not terrible. Now what? Maybe we should put a little bit more spacing. And we'll do another round of insets. Okay. And now if we just grab the other padding that we had put somewhere. Should be up top if I can find, yep, here it is. Child padding. Nice. Okay, just keeps going down and down and down. Now the only problem is when you click the button, it opens up like instantly, which is a little jarring. Just a little bit jarring. Let's also add some more horizontal padding here. Might have been too much, but it was. Shouldn't have any. I just don't like that the highlight reaches all the way to, well, the text reaches all the way to the end of the highlight. Yeah, it'll be fine. I gotta remember, we're just doing the very basic UI first. Just the basic stuff. Just the basic stuff. So I guess we'll make an animated builder. But only if expanded. Otherwise, there's no point. And we'll grab all the stuff, shove it in. Wrap it in a column. And I guess defining a height is going to be a problem. The idea was to sort of make an animation that expands downward and then fades in what the children. So click the box, drawer slowly opens up, not that slowly, and the children slowly appear using an opacity animation. I am not sure how I should determine the height. I can think of a really janky way to do it, but I wouldn't. That's not. Well, it's jank, so I'm not gonna do it. Maybe this is something we'll have to come back to. Because I need to know its height in order to collapse it all the way, don't I? But that would mean I'd have to build the widget ahead of time and then grab its height, which doesn't work. I guess I could... No. I was gonna say lerp through like 0 to infinity, but that's stupid. You can't even do that. Yeah, I would need to know the size of the child ahead of time, and I do not. Well, I guess that could be another day's problem, since it's effective enough to just tap it and it opens, realistically. Although, maybe we could look at the expansion panelist source code and see how Flutter does it. How do you do it? Animated container. Well, that's the header. Is this how they do it? That might work. It's really hot in my room. Computers are toasty. Expanded. And what is the typical animation duration here for something like this? I don't really know. K-theme animation duration. Okay. We could take that. Doesn't look like it did anything. Ah, there we go. Nice. Oh, that's a cool thing to know. I'm gonna have to like actually use that and fix some old code of mine. Excuse me. Yawning. Been a long day. Woke up relatively early today, and then contended with an ant war, where they were crawling in through my bedroom window. And so I got a caulk gun and sealed the whole thing up, and now I can't open my window anymore. But at least there's no ants. Maybe. Gotta go back and check. Why does that preserve state? Can I tell it not to? I'd rather it didn't. I guess because it's a body and not a builder, but it did a header builder. I don't want the state to persist. But there's no way to really know. I guess we could do this. Is expanded. And then if it's not, well, if it is, we do that, but then if it's not expanded, we do size box shrink. And now it shouldn't preserve state. There we go. Although it collapses very quickly now, which that must have been the whole point. Well, it still collapses really quick. It looks the same. Might be imagining it. Yeah, I think I'm imagining it. This might even call after this has already shrunk, especially given it's weirdly backwards. Which I have no idea why they made these like kind of backwards, unless it's because it happens after the callback happens after, which I think is still inaccurate. But well, a poor way to. It's not ergonomic code. It's not ergonomic. It's not elegant. It's none of those. Alrighty. Maybe we'll even put tooltips around these icons. Let's try that. Tooltip. And then we'll title case it. String utils to title case key. Gotta do it again for this. That was the problem. Key calories. What's wrong? Why don't you like this? Oh, message. Not key. Just previously, that was called key. Does this have that sheen? It looks like it's just fully yellow with no sheen. Let's see if Google Fonts has something better. How long have we been streaming for? Oh, almost 2 hours. Oh yeah, we did try and look up that, and we didn't like what we saw. This doesn't need to be growable. Okay, we're so close to being able to actually click on this button and edit it. I guess we can half start it, just like get the dialog to open. The add button feels kind of small. Hey Em, are you still here? What do you think between this ad and this ad? No circle. Okay. She's the boss. Create meal. Create add meal dialog. It was still, there was the same, there were only two icons, so I just happened to make one bigger. Well, I didn't really have a preference, so I was more asking for yours. Ooh. Outlined. Await show dialog. Context builder. Gotta mark the function as async. Oh no, this has to be required. Can't be doable. Are you kidding? And we'll wrap it in the intuitive dialog. And if I press this, wow, look at that. It even has a nice little little thing. thinking it's about time to wrap it up. Because I'm getting hungry. Yeah, I think that'll do it. And next time we finish off this meal dialogue, then we'll really have something going. You can actually track your nutrition, like super basically, but in a super basic sense, but you can. We could just like things added up. Right, so that'll do it for today. Let's check out, well, let's do a git commit. Created meal display drop downs and icons, but whatever. There's no real need to make these git commits make any sense, but it's just me. SVG asset change. Oh, I keep typing my password wrong. There we go. I guess that's it. How about we do one of those fancy raids everyone's always talking about? Who should we raid? Let's go to the software and development. Terrain generation in Compute Shader. That's interesting. Re-architecting robotics Rust. A lot of people streaming code dev. Too many views. We'll go to this guy. I think that's a StarCraft logo. StarCraft's not bad. I never played it though. All right. Goodbye, everybody.